Joining me now is Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger. He served in both Iraq and Afghanistan as a pilot. Congressman, thanks very much for being here.
Yeah, thanks.
So you have an elite Delta Force special operator, unfortunately killed in this raid. They went into a firefight inside a walled compound. Granted, their beginning role was advise and assist, but when their partners, Kurdish partners, came under attack, they went right into that firefight. How is that not a combat role?
Well, I think it is vaguely a combat role. I mean, look, special forces, special operators, and by the way, Delta, you don't hear a lot about them, but these are among the best of the best. These are heroes. They're great at what they do. But when you think of a special forces mission or a special missions, we like to think about direct action, a capture or kill mission. These guys really, their bread and butter, though, is in training and building up local forces as a force multiplier.
But that's one thing. Like, I think when Americans at home think training, they're thinking, oh, they're back in the base and they're teaching them how to tactically do this and fire their weapons. These guys heloed in nighttime to a fortified compound. And even before they went into the firefight, they were only like a few yards away. Then they go inside. I mean, that's more than training.
It is. It is. It's a train and assist. And frankly, I personally believe that we need to do more of these missions. I think we need to be, when I was in Iraq, I was part of, finding these targets for the special operators to come in and take them out. And we were constantly cutting the head off the beast. But the new head that would grow, the new person that would step up to lead the organization was not as good as the previous. We'd get more intel, and eventually we unwrap these networks quickly. It was good to see that the president and that the DOD made the decision to go do this. We obviously mourn the loss of this brave man. But I think we can't be too risk averse when it comes to defeating the threat of ISIS and frankly saving 70, 90 people in this process.
There was a moment yesterday when the White House said, though, it was not the president's decision to okay this mission. It was the defense secretary's because it fell under advise and assist. Did you bristle at all when you heard that?
A little bit. Look, I mean, maybe the president didn't specifically push the button or pull the trigger on this mission. He obviously has people under him for a reason. But the president should take ownership. It's his mission, and so I think at the end of the day, it's the old buck stops here. And I would like to see the president come forward and say, we mourn the loss of this person. This was the right thing to do. And if we find ourselves faced with this again, we'll do it again.
Final thing, they went in to rescue Kurdish hostages that they believe were there. That's why Kurdish commandos were in the lead. They get there. It was actually Iraqi security forces, some Iraqi civilians, and also actually ISIS fighters who had been accused of spying, and they were going to be executed as well. I mean, risking your most elite force, but it appears the intel was wrong.
Well, yeah, and that's why I think the intel is very important. This is a piece that we've got to do better at, and that means human intelligence, which we don't have a lot of. But look, these men of Delta Force or any of these other special forces, special operations group, they are trained well to do this. They're very good at this. And you'll have an unfortunate situation where a man was killed. But I'll tell you, I guarantee if we could have shown up on that battlefield and watched them, they would have performed marvelously. This is what they're built to do. And we want to use them sparingly, but when we use them, we have to unleash the beast.
Very briefly before we go, is this happening more than Americans realize, these kinds of ground operations like this?
It's hard to tell. I don't know of any besides what we hear about. But look, there's always a CIA aspect of what's going on. There's always special operations, but at the end of the day, look, we trust the president. We trust these people to do the best to execute this mission. And I frankly think it needs to be bigger and bolder if we're going to defeat this enemy.
Bigger and bolder on the ground.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a force on the ground. I think we're going to need more direct action missions. But nobody's talking about 200,000 troops in the Middle East. I don't think we need it.
Congressman Kinzinger, thanks very much for doing this.
You bet. Thanks.